Good morning, fellow school heads in this division of Agusan del Sur. I am honored to be with you this morning to give overview on the Department of Education Philippine Professional Standards for School Heads Domain 2, focusing on managing school operations and resources. I am Mr. Aldo Rio Guevero, the Principal 2 of Santa Josefa Central Elementary School with Special Education Program. This domain centers on the role of school heads in managing school systems and processes in schools. This domain highlights on the school head's commitment in assuring efficiency, effectiveness, and fairness in discharging functions towards maximizing organizational health. In this domain, school heads understand and implement laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances that relate to the management of human, financial, and material resources. They should provide support in establishing a culture of transparency and accountability in the continuous delivery of basic education services. So, if we are going to look at the PPSSH manual, there are 6 strands of this domain. The first is records management, then followed by financial management, school facilities and equipment, management of staff, school safety and for disaster preparedness, mitigation and resiliency, and emerging opportunities and challenges. So sa previous na NCBSSH, wala itong emerging opportunities and challenges. Itong lima lang, no? So parang ito yung nakikita ko na bago sa guidelines, sa standards na ito as stipulated in DepEd Memorandum number 50 series of 2020. So let's go now to the first strand. So records management. So it has to do with demonstrating skills in managing school data and information using technology including ICT. So just try to look at the picture here, below. So we have there the Google applications, mga cloud-based applications, and I hope all of us, na mga school administrators are very familiar with this. We have the most common that we are been using is the Gmail, the Meet, Google Meet, then Google Drive, YouTube, Google Play, and I hope all of us are very familiar with this because as we do our task, especially in managing the records and documents of our school, these are very useful. So, but this is just one of the applications that we can use. Now there are still others, mayroong mga MS Teams, pwede rin sa Facebook, mayroong FB group, FB page, Then sa strand 2.1, we need to get to know and invest in a data management system. So you should know how to use devices, mahirap din naman na magiging school head na wala talaga tayong know-how about the gadgets. Then school wireless network, very necessary nowadays na napakahirap na walang internet. Example dito, projectors, screen mirroring using the smart TV, then interactive flat screens, then broadband connections. At least we have the knowledge of this, so that we can have those cloud-based tools and applications, no, in managing our records, no. We need to really invest, no. Mahal siya talaga, no. So we need to include it in our plans so that we can charge sa ating mga maintenance and other operating expenses, and we can lobby also to our stakeholders for their support para sa internet infrastructure and ICT infrastructure of our school. Then we need to assign, or kung medyo maliit lang ang school natin, be a data manager for the school. Now, this is very necessary. If we have our teacher who are ICT literate or advanced in terms of ICT, we can assign them, but we as a school administrator should be the frontliner in terms of managing the school data using the ICT. No, we should know how to create or receive information or documents, and we should know how to use and file, no, to organize. In our laptop, we should know how to make folders and organize and have it titled, no, bigyan natin ng mga captions para madaling hanapin, or gumawa tayo ng Google Drive so that all the documents na necessary sa school will be safe keep sa Google Drive. Kung mas safe sa Google Drive kasi kahit na masira yung laptop, nasa internet, no, nasa World Wide Web ang ating mga information and document. And we should know how to transfer and store. No, mahirap din naman na kahit na pag-transfer ng document, soft copy through the USB or flash drive or sa ating cellphone, paggamit ng Bluetooth at mga share it, wala tayong alam. Dapat marunong tayo. Then we should know how to dispose, no? I-destroy natin ba or i-preserve? No, we should know how to prioritize, because pag marami din naman ang content ng ating laptop, mahihirapan tayong maghanap. Yung mga hindi nagaanong ginagamit natin na mga document or data, pwede na natin i-dispose, no, pwede i-preserve and or i-backup natin through our hard drives or sa online, no, yung Google Drive, or we can delete it. Then we should know how to protect data, no? So data privacy, baka naman wala tayong alam, no, na mga school administrator na transfer lang tayo ng document, hindi na natin namamalayan na nakasama na yung mga information ng ating mga teachers at mga learners. So this is an act of protecting individual personal information in information and communication systems in the government and private sector, creating for this purpose a National Privacy Commission and for other purposes. So let us be careful. Yung mga document natin na nakastore sa Google Drive natin, baka i-share lang natin easily, or even sa kanang mga messenger chats natin, ita-transfer na maraming nakaka-view, no, revealing the document, the data of our learners or even our teachers, maaari tayong tamaan ng Data Privacy Act. So let's protect the data. So we have here, we need how to develop or build the data privacy and data security plans, no? So there should be the internal policy. So gumawa tayo ng mga procedures, no? Mga protocols. Then making someone responsible for the data security. There should be an assigned personnel. Then draft the external policy. Then identifying data security vulnerabilities. So what are the possible vulnerabilities in terms of revealing data and other documents? Then execution, so it has to do with securing the data. It has to do with following the protocols that you have set. Then number 2, we need to demonstrate, strand number 2, we need to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of policies, guidelines, and issuances in managing finances, such as allocation, procurement, disbursement, and liquidation aligned with the school plan. So, ito yung talagang napaka-challenging, no? When it comes to the use of funds supplied to public schools, school administrators, like any other school leaders of any organization, must make judgment, no? According to Athena 2012, no? According to Brigham and Houston, these decisions have financial repercussions, no? For school principals, financial management, who play the most important role in guaranteeing school's efficacy and performance, taking into account the day-to-day operations of the school, no? Kung walang pera, hindi talaga makakapag-operate ng maayos ang paaralan. So in the Philippines, the Republic Act number 9155, also known as the Governance of Basic Education Act of 2001, specifies how school principals are to govern and manage all people, physical and financial resources of the school. So, school-based financial management refers to activities undertaking pursued by school head and his or her designated staff who assisted in the management of financial and relevant non-financial resources available in the school. So, these are pursued aimed at maximizing the benefits that may be derived from the utilization of these resources and minimizing the attendant negative costs or effects of such activities. So what are the activities in this financial management? We have there the fiscal planning and budgeting, no? It has to do with the school improvement planning, no? Wherein there is the estimation of financial resources, no? A school may get from all sources, your MOE, GAA, budget, your local government, your resources, PTA donations, income generating projects of the school, private sectors, donation and contributions, and all other sources. Dito makikita natin sa work and financial plan, annual implementation plan, and even the ASIP of the school. So, fiscal planning and budgeting, we have there, you define the goals and gather data. Then you make expectations, form expectations, then reconcile goals and data. Then you are going to budget using yung mga stated sources a while ago, no? So then monitor outcomes, then analyze variances, no? Bakit nangyari at hindi nangyari, then adjust budget expectations of goals. So, of course, ang school MOE po natin, mayroong sharing MOE from the national government is determined by DepEd Central Office with formula o BAIS, no? Data on enrollment. So, number of classrooms, number of teachers, and number of graduates. So, the latest formula being used is the Bungkodin formula. I hope you are familiar with this, no? With a fixed component and variable factors for each of the datum identified in the BAIS. So, a newly developed formula that considers costs, norms, and standards in the delivery of program services of DepEd and referred to as the normative funding formula will replace the current one. For implementing unit, the allocation so another activity of this financial management is fiscal planning and budgeting. So it is an annual process that involves matching the estimated resources for the ensuing budget year to the activities that will be funded, considering timing of the availability of the resources. So the AIP is also referred to as the School Operating Budget or SOB. So most probably sa exam lalabas ito, School Operating Budget. It is equivalent to our annual implementation plan. Then another activity is cashiering and disbursement. Involves cash management and payments, whether by check or in cash. So as the disbursing designate of the school, it is our task, no, to facilitate the disbursement, no, of the cash advances, no, so being given to us, no, sa mga non-IU schools, and may be granted cash advance covering 1 month of operating requirements for MOE to finance their school operation. So another activity is accounting and recording. So this is a necessary activity to be undertaken as resources are received and utilized in IUs. Implementing unit schools involves maintaining books of accounts and in rendering of the required financial reports and statement and other reports. So this is very necessary because dito sa accounting and recording, you should have the knowledge on the liquidation process, no? So mahirap din naman na school administrator walang knowledge about liquidation and reporting, no, and recording of the documents, no. So dapat marunong tayo kung na merong purchase request, canvas ba diyan, and then bids, no, abstract, no, yung mga document na kinakailangan sa liquidation. Then, of course, we have the procurement. This involves, sa implementing units, involves acquisition of needed supplies and materials and other school needs, and includes the constitution of a school bids and awards committee and a school inspection committee. So, the presence of SBAC and SIC is very important to ensure impartiality and fairness of the procurement process to deter possible corruption and fraud. So, procurement for non-IUs, preparation or updating of the annual procurement plan is necessary. Then, the identification of both and the common use and non-common use items by the SBAC. So, the secretariat preparation of separate list for each. So, we have here, no, dapat marunong tayo sa PhilJets. Tapos, yung mga uses of school MOE, hindi lang basta-basta gasta ng gasta. Okay. So, let's now proceed to the third strand, which is school facilities and equipment. This is to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of policies, guidelines, and issuances on acquisition, recording, utilization, repair and maintenance, storage, and disposal in managing school facilities and equipment. So, dapat marunong tayo sa mga terminologies na ito. no? Dapat meron tayong copy ng Educational Facilities Manual, then DepEd Property Manual Handbook that will guide us on how to manage the physical plant and facilities of the school and even the equipment. So we should have the knowledge on storage and warehousing, no? So then issuance of documents for supplies, no? Supplies availability, inquiry, no? Recording for the receipt, then reconciliation of property and accounting records, then repair and maintenance, then return of unused supplies and excess materials, then inventory taking, no? We should have the knowledge on the steps in conducting inventory, then points to consider in conducting inventory, then preparation of inventory reports, then witnessing the inventory taking, then reconciliation. And in this particular strand, we should have the knowledge on disposition of property held by deceased. Halimbawa, namatay yung na pag-isyuhan ng mga property na yan, incapacitated, no? Absconding, superseded, or yung nag-retired, no? So modes of disposal, no? Dapat marunong tayo niyan na mga condemnation, destruction of property, transfer of property, donation of property, no? Sale of unserviceable property, awarding of bids, then unserviceable property, so and its pertinent documents. Then we should also have the knowledge on the relief of accountability, no? So granting of denying the request of for relief, then power to grant relief. So asset and liability management, so physical and financial reporting, no, of these assets. So nandito sa mga guidelines na yan, no, ang yung mga detalye ng mga gawain na yan. Then sa strand 2.4, staff management, the school head should demonstrate knowledge and understanding of laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances on managing school staff. So the staffing process involves estimating manpower requirements, recruitment, selection, placement, and orientation training and development, performance appraisal, promotion, compensation, and separation. It is one of the most important managerial functions which help in obtaining and fulfilling various positions in the organization with most suitable and capable persons. So, sa context nating mga school administrator, dapat alam natin yung SF7 natin, no? Yung mga assignment ng mga teachers natin, ng mga teaching loads at mga school personnel. Mayroon pong mga guidelines niyan na dapat nating sundin, no? So let us also review some DepEd memorandum, just like DepEd memorandum number 291 series of 2008, guidelines for the implementation of CSC resolution number 080096 on working hours for public school teachers, no? So mayroong legal talaga na teaching load na dapat ibigay sa mga teachers. So we also try to review the guidelines on the organizational structure and staffing patterns of senior high school, the Department of Education, no, in general. So we should have a successful staff management so that we will have a successful school operation also. Then Strand 2.5, School Safety for Disaster Preparedness, Mitigation and Resiliency. So, the school administrator should demonstrate knowledge on and understanding of laws, policies, guidelines, and issuances on managing school safety for disaster preparedness, mitigation, and resiliency in ensuring continuous delivery of instruction. So, just like what is happening right now sa pandemic, kailangan natin ang guidelines na ito. So, Disaster Risk Reduction Manual of the Department of Education, no? So, you should have a copy of this, either soft copy or hard copy, no? Downloadable din naman ito, no? So, you can search sa Google and print and download and print. Disasters are emergencies that cannot be handled by those affected without outside assistance. They are caused by natural or man-made events wherein communities, even the school, experience severe danger and incur loss of lives and properties, causing disruption to their social structure and to all or some of the affected communities' essential function. So, dapat mayroon tayong idea nito, preparedness, disaster, yung response natin, then rehabilitation and recovery, and prevention and mitigation. So, marami tayong ginawang ganito dahil sa pandemic, no? Yung mga protocols natin sa paaralan na ginagawa, no? So, disaster risk management 'yun. Then, Strand 2.6, Emerging Opportunities and Challenges. So, you should know how to identify emerging opportunities and challenges in addressing the needs of learners, school personnel, and other stakeholders. This is something new. So, what should we be concerned about in this stage of the crisis? No? So the most recent crisis, the COVID-19, that could have a direct impact to children and youth. Ang concern natin, learning losses, then higher dropout rates, and children missing the most crucial meal of the day. So yan yung pinaka-common natin na problema ngayon. But in every problem, there will come arise opportunities that we can learn so that we can improve our school and educational system. So we have there learning. Many children, their parents and teachers' lives are completely disrupted by starting the school year late or suspending it, no? Depending on whether they live in the southern or northern hemisphere. Through remote learning, ito pa ring solusyon natin, learning tactics, much may be done to at least mitigate the impact. So mayroon na tayong distance learning modality, mayroon tayong modular distance learning, mayroon TV-based, mayroong online distance learning, mayroon tayong mga digitized, no, na pamamaraan. So it is critical, no? Critical to maintain, no, focus, contact with the school in every way possible. So this is also an opportunity for all learners, no? Opportunity siya to improve their socio-emotional abilities and learn more about how to contribute to society as a citizen in that endeavor. The role of parents and family, which has always been crucial, is crucial. As a result, much of the assistance that the schools provide through the media should also go to the parents, or with the help of the parents. That's opportunity. Then tips and advice on how to better support their children can be given to them via radio. Gumagamit na tayo ng radio ngayon. Then television and yung text messaging, no? And group chat, Facebook group, no? Facebook page. No, yung iba yung medyo advanced na talaga, yung Google Meet, no? Then another opportunity, school feeding programs give learners with their most nutritious meal of the day in many parts of the country. So dapat mayroon tayong knowledge about SBFP, fellow school heads. They are necessary for cognitive growth and overall health. These programs are difficult logistically and administratively, actually, no? Experience natin yan. It will not be easy, but countries should find a means, no, such the school, to supply such meals through organized school meals, community buildings or networks, or if necessary, direct distributions to the families. So, another opportunity, some schools will be able to improve the digital abilities of its teachers. No, radio and television stations realize their critical role in advancing national education goals and ideally enhance the quality of their programming as a result of their enormous social duty. So, of course, ang parents will be more involved in their children's education, and in education ministries or secretaries or the school administrators, all of us will have a better awareness of the gaps and problems in connectivity hardware. Dapat mag-invest tayo sa internet. Then curriculum integration and teacher preparedness that exist in effectively using technology and will be able to address them. Then all of this can help a country's future educational system. Fellow school heads, this is the challenge for all of us. Every school has the same goal. It is that to overcome the existing learning crisis and to respond to the epidemic that we are all facing. The task now is to minimize the negative impact of the pandemic on learning and schooling as much as possible, and to build on this experience to return to a path of faster learning improvement. Then, as education systems deal with the crisis, they must consider how to recover stronger with a renewed sense of responsibility among all actors and a better understanding and sense of urgency about the need to close the opportunity gap and ensure that all children have equal access to a high quality education. So as I end this topic, let me share this. If you are a leader, do everything you can. Grow yourself and create the right environment for others to grow. So thank you very much, and I pray for your success, all of you, fellow school heads. Good luck, God bless, and more power ang mga school heads ng Agusan del Sur Division.